Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of history's most electrifying mysteries. We all learn that the story of electricity begins with figures like Benjamin Franklin or Alessandro Volta. But what if I told you that sparks of electrical genius might have flown thousands of years earlier? Get ready, because we're about to explore the shocking evidence suggesting ancient civilizations may have harnessed the power of electricity. Our first stop is ancient Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, where a curious artifact was unearthed in 1936. It's known as the Baghdad Battery. It's a simple-looking clay jar about 6 inches tall. Inside, there's a copper cylinder, and suspended within that is an iron rod, all sealed with an asphalt plug. Now, what does that sound like to you? To many, it looks suspiciously like a galvanic cell, a primitive battery. The theory is that if you filled this jar with an acidic liquid, like vinegar or grape juice, it could generate a small electrical current, maybe around 1 volt. So, the big question is, what would they have used it for? One popular theory is imagine ancient artisans using this small electrical charge to plate objects with a thin layer of gold or silver. This process, called gilding, would have been a revolutionary way to create stunning, valuable items without using large amounts of precious metal. We've found ancient gilded artifacts that puzzle experts on how they were made so precisely. Could the Baghdad Battery be the missing link? Another fascinating idea is that these batteries were used for religious or healing purposes. Picture a priest in a grand temple, holding a statue that gives a slight tingle or a mysterious glow when touched. This would have been seen as a divine sign, a direct connection to the gods. It's a powerful way to inspire awe and belief. Some even speculate they were used in early forms of electroacupuncture for pain relief. While we can't know for sure, the possibility is absolutely mind-bending. But Mesopotamia isn't the only place we find these electrical enigmas. Let's travel to ancient Egypt, to the Temple of Hathor at Dendera. Carved deep within its crypts is a series of reliefs that have stumped Egyptologists for decades. These carvings depict figures holding what looks uncannily like giant light bulbs. Seriously, they show a large, transparent tube with a snake-like filament zigzagging inside. This filament emerges from a lotus flower, which looks like a socket, and is connected by a cable to a box-like object that some interpret as a generator or a power source. These are known as the Dendera lights. Mainstream archaeology suggests these images are purely mythological, representing the birth of a snake deity from a lotus flower, a common symbol in Egyptian cosmology. But could there be a more technological interpretation? Proponents of the ancient electricity theory argue that these reliefs are a literal blueprint for an ancient lighting system. They point out that inside the dark, sealed chambers and tombs of Egypt, there is a surprising lack of soot on the ceilings. If they were using torches or oil lamps, the smoke would have left black marks everywhere. But many chambers are pristine. How did they see to create such intricate artwork in total darkness? The theory suggests they used these powerful, soot-free arc lamps. Engineers have even built working models based on the Dendera relief. When they pump the air out of a similar glass bulb and run a high voltage through it, it produces a violet glow, eerily similar to the depictions. It's a compelling argument. The idea that Egyptian priests could flip a switch and illuminate sacred chambers sounds like science fiction. But the evidence on the walls is there for all to see. Now let's jump across the globe to South America. Here, we find the Quimbaya artifacts, a collection of small, golden figures made by a pre-Columbian civilization around 1000 CE. Most of them are clearly birds, insects, or fish, but a handful of them are different. They look remarkably like modern airplanes. They have delta wings, a distinct fuselage, and an upright tail fin, features you don't find on any known animal. They look aerodynamic. When aeronautical engineers studied these golden jets, they concluded that the designs are aerodynamically sound. In fact, scaled-up models of these artifacts have been built and successfully flown with propellers and engines. So, what were the Quimbaya people creating? Were they simply abstract artistic representations, or were they modeling something they had actually seen? This theory connects to the broader idea of a highly advanced, global ancient civilization. If they had electricity and lighting, perhaps flight wasn't far behind. It pushes the boundaries of what we think is possible, suggesting a lost chapter of human history filled with incredible technology. Of course, it's crucial to approach these theories with a healthy dose of skepticism. Mainstream science offers alternative explanations for all of these artifacts. The Baghdad Battery could have been used to store sacred scrolls, with the metal components being purely symbolic. The Dendera reliefs are almost certainly mythological representations of creation. And the Quimbaya jets are likely stylized insects or fish. There's no definitive, undeniable proof of ancient electricity, no discovered power plants, no user manuals carved in stone. But the absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. The fun lies in asking, what if? What if these weren't isolated flukes, but fragments of a forgotten technological past? The tantalizing clues are scattered across history, from Mesopotamia to Egypt and beyond, whispering of a world far more advanced than we imagine. These artifacts challenge our neat timeline of progress and force us to reconsider what our ancestors were truly capable of. They remind us that history is not a closed book, but a living puzzle with many pieces still missing. So, what do you think? Were ancient civilizations just beginning to experiment with electricity, or did they possess a sophisticated understanding that has been lost to time? Were these artifacts simple tools and religious symbols, or are they relics of a forgotten age of high technology? Let me know your theories down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this exploration of ancient mysteries, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the unknown. We'll see you in the next video.